Hey guys, this is my review on The Pagemaster. It was released in 1994, and it was directed by Joe Johnson and Maurice Hunt. The very first time I watched this years ago on the VHS, and yeah, no joke, I still got it. And my opinion, I really enjoyed watching this movie. Also, I still got this on DVD and Blu-ray. So, after watching this again, yeah, I still really enjoyed this after watching this again. Unfortunately, the movie failed at the box office. Yeah, basically the movie flopped when it came out. Which is a shame really, because I thought this movie is really good. The story is really interesting, and very interesting characters. Also, this movie is mixed between live action and animation, and even the animation looks really good. Speaking of this, let's get to the plot. This is The Pagemaster. The story begins with a 10-year-old boy named Richard Tyler, played by Macaulay Culkin, who's basically afraid of everything. Then he overhears his parents, played by Ed Begley Jr. and Mel Harris, who they basically talking about him because apparently his dad is building him a treehouse, which Richard refused to climb it because he's afraid of heights.
You know he hates heights.
The next day, after a bit of an accident right there, the dad tells Richard to go to the store and get some more wood nails.
Hey Tyler, where'd he go in the moon?
Some kids are cruel nowadays. He gets out of the store, then he comes across the library, where he just came across the librarian named Mr. Dewey, played by Christopher Lloyd.
You do now.
He gives Richard a library card, but then he was asked where the telephone is.
Through there.
Okay, but why don't you just show him where it is? As Richard tries to find the telephone, but he stumbles across a room where it has the ceiling with all illustrations, which is really nice to look at. But then he slips and he's unconscious, so I could say he's dreaming. Well, believe it or not, when a character either falling asleep or getting knocked out, but then at the end, it turns out they were dreaming. So it's kind of the same thing here, but except it's a different story. The illustrated painting come to life, and after chasing after Richard, but then it went from live action to now it's completely animated.
I'm a cartoon.
Sure you are.
You are an illustration.
No, that's an illustration. He's just animated. Then we see the Pagemaster himself, again played by Christopher Lloyd.
I am the Pagemaster.
Then Richard asks him where the exit is, but then the Pagemaster, well, he's just making him go through this journey basically. But then one of the books he comes across is Adventure, played by Patrick Stewart.
Where's he be?
But then he comes across another book named Fantasy, played by Whoopi Goldberg.
Now I gotta straighten out my Little Mermaid underwear.
After they run from this dangerous looking dog, they get to the horror section, where they come across another book named Horror, played by Frank Welker.
I'm sorry.
They basically come across Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and some other horror stuff. Oh, by the way, there is a Frankenstein monster that wasn't featured in the movie for some reason. Yeah, by the way, there are some other footages, but it's not featured in the movie for some reason. It's in the trailer, but it's not in the movie. But then they get to another section, which is the Adventure section, where they come across Captain Ahab, played by George Hearn, who's basically looking for the whale. Horror and fantasy are basically out there somewhere, but then Adventure and Richard came across the pirates, including Long John Silver, played by Jim Cummings.
Welcome aboard, matey.
But then fantasy and horror show up, and we do get this fight scene for a bit, but then they get to the last section, which is the fantasy section, including all the fairies. But then they come across a fire-breathing dragon. Richard tries to fight off the dragon, but he gets swallowed alive, but he does manage to get out. Then they finally get to the exit, where the Pagemaster is waiting for them. For God knows how many hours. Then Richard goes back to his unconscious body, so it went from animation to now it's back to live action. He wakes up, and he's allowed to take out 3 books.
Just this once.
So it looks like Richard is not afraid of everything anymore. He sleeps in the treehouse, where we do see adventure, horror, and fantasy, but in the shadows. So that was The Pagemaster, and in my opinion, it's a good movie. So yes, I definitely recommend. So there you go, that's my review on The Pagemaster. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.